It's funny because that's really the essence of Generation X. You know, when they say Generation X, we grew up on our own, blah, 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 all that. Really what Fred went through.
I'm the poster boy.
Exactly it.
Yeah.
You know, the poster boy for Generation X. Like, there you go. You know, you got to bear in mind that this went on for, like, from the age of 13 to like maybe even earlier, 12.
It was gradual.
You know, there was a time when Fred was pretty much living on his own and, you know, getting his own shopping and, you know.
That started before he even left the house.
Exactly.
Because of the Spanish thing. I spoke Spanish and he didn't.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So from the age of like 10, I was going to the pharmacy, going to the shop, talking to the landlord, paying the rent, not earning the rent, but paying it. So that was already there. I was already kind of like in charge of the household, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yes, that's definitely a Generation X scenario, you know, and to a point where one of the most striking things as a parent, you look at things different when you become a parent, but to think that I moved in with them and my dad never met his parents.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Really?
Absolutely.
They never, not once.
Crazy. Never asked.
Wow.
Never was curious. Didn't ask any questions. For all he knew, they were a bunch of smackheads.
Yeah. Wow, that's
Didn't
crazy.
have an address to where they lived in Malaga. Didn't know where I was living. That's a whole different time.
Yeah. And when your dad was around, we used to live literally 150 meters away. It wasn't like we lived kilometers away.
I could see his house from my window, from my balcony. I could see their house. They had a big villa, and I was in an apartment just directly above it, basically. So you can get down there. And he never kind of went and knocked on the door and said, ironically, they never either. This talks about the time. So my dad was useless, right? In that sense, granted, worse than most. But it's also ironic that it shows the sign of the times that his parents didn't go, look, we really should meet your dad either.
Yeah. They never went.
Whatever.
My parents were very sociable, very sociable Spanish family. They never actually went to seek your dad out, which is also quite surprising. You know, I mean, your dad was a very quiet guy. I think I never really spoke to him apart from,
hellos and goodbyes.
Hello, Mr. Bloy. How you doing, Mr. Bloy? Never Douglas. Never ever. But my parents were, especially my mom. My mom was a very proper, middle class lady.
Yeah.
She is the kind of woman that would say, before I take your child in, your son in, can we meet you? Not once. I don't think she even tried.
Yeah, he didn't even go to my graduation.
Really?
No, like now it's, your kid's got 18,000 events a week at school, and you're a crap dad if you don't go to all of them and just quit your job and just basically spend all your time going to school to see him play with plasticine. My dad never went to my school.
Yeah.
Not once. Basketball, graduation, awards, games, 0 times. I paid my own school fees with his money.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a sub story because I was a little rich kid, if you look at it that way, right? Yeah. Kind of like a less than zero thing. So dad got decent money, put you somewhere, pay for your apartment, leave you to it. I had a great time. But that was thanks to these guys, really. I think I would have been different had it not been for them. But I paid for my own school fees.
So
I'd get the money, I'd stick it up in an envelope, and I'd give it to them. I could have literally spent from age 13, my dad's raining, the ghost is coming to get me. I could have been from 13 to 18, never having gone to school, lived with drug addicts in Kosovo or somewhere. He wouldn't have known.
Yeah, that's so unthinkable, like especially nowadays, where it's like.
And you know how they talk about? You guys talked about that in your previous one of your previous podcasts about the internet and the dangers and. Yes, it's scary that some weirdo through the internet can talk to my daughters. You know what's scarier? The fact I'm out at 11 o'clock at night in the neyborhood and some weirdo down the street can pull me in a car.
Yeah.
Because, even well-to-do kids with normal parents, it was like you stay out till it gets dark or till it's a curfew they give you. And what you're doing is normally nothing good because there's nothing much to do. So,
I was saying that last week, wasn't it?
You are.
Last week's podcast.
It's bad. You go camping. That's, an hour, 2 hours away by train through treacherous trails and knives and no phones and no mobiles and no other phones and see you on Sunday.
Yeah. And actually the routes that you guys took to go camping as well was...
The Caminito del Rey,
was not the safest.
No, because it was the shortest, but it was super dangerous.
Yeah, the famous Caminito del Rey that is now a nice little tourist attraction, boarded up. It's not boarded up. They built a new one.
They built on top,
like a safe platform above it,
Well, the old one is the one we used to cross.
But not to be heroes, it's just the shortest route to get to the lakes.
Yeah.
You
and
know,
we used to cross the railway
And we said-
tunnels when at the time there was no safety distance
Nothing.
between the tracks and the wall. It was just like
And you
literally.
go after school on Friday. So by the time you actually hit in the Caminito Rey, it's getting dark.
Yeah.
It's quite different doing this stuff when it's windy
crazy.
and dark, and you're you have to carry all your water for the weekend. So you carry these massive rucksacks, these little rickety streets.
those-
Anyway,
Well, all the time, during all that time, our parents assumed we were going camping, but they didn't really know. And we
Yeah.
had no phones. There was no, we weren't communicated at that time. There was,
and half the time they hadn't been to where we said we were going at all.
Yeah.
So they had no clue. We could be sitting on a Timbuktu for all they
yeah,
know.
totally. We're good kids. We didn't.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
were
but you
luckily
could
we
easily
were,
not have been
yeah,
good
luckily
kids.
we were good kids.
But once we were there, I mean, we got up to shenanigans that, I mean, we weren't, again, not bad. We didn't do any drugs. We didn't do any, we didn't kill any animals or anything like that. But
Some
for survival.
food.
But we did all sorts of things because there was no gaming, there was no devices. That's all we could do.
Yeah.
Just find your own way out in the wild. Even here, just across the road here, there was no roads. It was just fields. And as I said last time, those fields were full of glass. They were full of everything, and but it was a lot of fun. We had fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was fun. I'm not sure if it was more fun than gaming, but
If the games had been any better, you never would have seen me in the street.